At a high-level UN Security Council debate in New York, India's permanent representative took aim at Islamabad's record on terrorism, calling its participation in the debate on civil protection an affront to the international community. India's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Harish Parvathaneni, slammed Pakistan and said that a nation that makes no distinction between terrorists and civilians has no credentials to speak about protecting its civilians.
India has experienced decades of Pakistani-sponsored terrorist attacks across our borders. For such a nation to even participate in a discussion on protection of civilians is an affront to the international community. A nation that makes no distinction between terrorists and civilians has no credentials to speak about protecting civilians.
His remarks came after Pakistan's ambassador at the UN, Asim Iftikhar Ahmad, raked the Kashmir issue and spoke about the recent conflict between the two nations. India's strong response to terrorism has found backing from global partners. Germany in particular voiced support for India's right to defend itself, especially in the aftermath of its Operation Sindoor counter-strike.
We very much welcome the fact that a ceasefire has now been reached after the military exchange of blows and India's right to defend itself against terrorism. It is now crucial that this ceasefire remains stable and that dialogue takes place in order to find bilateral solutions to the conflict, taking into account the vital interests of both sides. This naturally and self-evidently includes effective cooperation in the fight against terrorism.
German Foreign Minister spoke during a joint briefing with India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, who reiterated New Delhi's firm stance on terrorism, saying that India will deal with Pakistan bilaterally.
India has zero tolerance for terrorism. India will never give in to nuclear blackmail. And India will deal with Pakistan purely bilaterally. There should be no confusion in any quarter in that regard. We also value Germany's understanding that every nation has the right to defend itself against terrorism.
Meanwhile, an all-party Indian parliamentary delegation led by Kanimori is currently in Moscow to brief Russian lawmakers on the ground situation.
A lot of misinformation which has been spread, and also that a narrative that Pakistan is nuclear power has also been repeated many times. And a lot of misinformation about the attacks which happened have been reached out to many countries and also in the social media. So we just wanted to clarify what the truth was and what actually happened. And what that India is, we wanted to specifically give the message that India refuses to be blackmailed by the threat of nuclear weapons. We will fight for our integrity. We will stand as one against terror attacks.
Another delegation led by Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has departed for Guyana. Tensions between New Delhi and Islamabad have been ongoing since a tourist massacre on the 22nd of April in India's Pahalgam left 26 civilians dead. In retaliation, India launched Operation Sindoor and targeted 9 terror sites in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. While a ceasefire between the two nations has brought some calm, India has made it clear it will not tolerate terrorism and any future act of terror will be seen as an act of war. For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.